This video is about she was his heart, but her blood made her his enemy. If this story captivates you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. In the shadowed depths of the Silvermoon Forest, where the pale light of the moon kissed the earth, a pack of wolves roamed with primal grace. Each step resonated with ancient power, each howl echoing an unbreakable bond. Among them, at the forefront, was Alpha Kale, a formidable figure with obsidian fur and piercing azure eyes that held a storm of emotions. Kale had always known what it meant to lead. His pack revered him, and yet beneath the weight of their loyalty lay a secret that gnawed at his soul. For the kindred spirit he longed for, the pulse of his heart, belonged to a rival clan, an enemy whose bloodline marked her as dangerous. Her name was Alara, a fiery omega of the Crimson Moon Pack. With hair like molten copper and emerald eyes that seemed to dance with mischief, she was everything he was drawn to but was forbidden from touching. Their worlds were intrinsically tangled, a tangled web of duty and desire. One fateful night, the moon hung low, casting a silver sheen over the glen where Kale often went to think. It was where he could hear the whispers of the wind and the heartbeat of the forest. He felt something shift in the air, a familiar tugging at his heart. He turned, and there she was. Alara, he breathed, the name tumbling from his lips like a prayer. Kale, she replied, her voice honey yet laced with tension. The moment she stepped closer, he felt the magnetic pull, the connection that neither of them could deny. "Why do you keep coming here?" he asked, his voice low, almost a growl. "You know it's dangerous." She smirked, a spark lighting in her eyes. Dangerous or exhilarating? Maybe both. Her teasing demeanor was a mask, hiding the fear of their reality. Kale took a step closer, caught in a war between his heart and his duty. "You are my enemy, Alara, if the pack finds us—" "I know," she interrupted, her gaze fierce. "But can you deny what is between us? Can you turn away from destiny?" He clenched his fists, his instincts raging. "I can't afford to be reckless. The packs will never accept us. But we re not just wolves, Kale, we re more. Don't you feel it?" Her voice trembled slightly, and he could see the pain behind her bravado, the ache of longing, of forbidden love. He reached for her, fingers brushing the soft strands of her hair, but fear clenched at his heart. "What if they find out? What if you rediscovered?" Alara stepped back, the moment slipping away like sand through his fingers. "Then let them find out. I would rather fight for what I love than hide in the shadows." Kale's heart thundered in his chest. "You don't understand the stakes. My pack looks to me for strength. They want to tolerate the union with the Crimson Moon Omega. And yet, here we are," she whispered, a challenge wrapped in vulnerability. "Caught between the worlds we were born into and the love that chooses us." He studied her, the fierce resolve in her eyes igniting a hope he'd kept buried. "You deserve better than this chaos, Alara. I can't let you be dragged into this war." "Better? You think I'd be better off without you?" Her voice cracked, the mask faltering. "This is my choice, Kale. I choose you, even if it means defying my pack, even if it means war." The weight of her declaration hung heavy between them. Kale felt the pull of his instincts, the ache of his wolf calling to her. "You do risk everything?" "For you?" she asked, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears. "Yes, I would go to war for you, even if it means I have to face my own family." The mention of her family struck him like a knife. "What if they come after you? What if they hurt you?" "I am not afraid of them, Kale. I am afraid of living a life where I never have the chance to love you." She stepped forward, closing the distance that had grown between them. "I refuse to let fear dictate my heart." In that moment, overwhelmed by emotion, Kale captured her face in his hands. "Alara, if we pursue this, there is no turning back. We'll all be hunted." "Then let them hunt us," she said, determination blazing in her voice. "Let them try to keep us apart. Love is not a weakness." "But it can be our downfall," he murmured, desperation threading through his words, even as his heart soared with her conviction. "You read my heart, Alara, but your blood. Your blood is just as potent as mine, Kale," she interrupted fiercely, stepping closer, her breath mingling with his. "We read both product of this ancient magic." He pressed his forehead against hers, struggling with the electrifying connection that surged between them. "I don't want to lose you." "Then don't he let go," she whispered, her lips just a breath away from his. With trembling hands, he cupped her face, his heart racing with the intoxicating thrill of being so close. "What if this is all a trap? What if we are destined to bring ruin?" Alara's eyes softened, her resolve unwavering. "Destiny is not a straight path, Kale. It is riddled with choices. We make our own fate." In that moment of vulnerability, Kale kissed her softly at first, then deepening as passion ignited. Time faded, and the world ceased to exist around them, their hearts beating in sync, the connection undeniable. But as the kiss broke, the shadow shifted. A rustling sound echoed through the trees, the familiar growl of a wolf breaking the silence. Panic surged through Kale. "Alara, we need to go," he urged, heart racing with fear of discovery. But she didn't even move. What if this is our moment? What if they come after us regardless? A howl pierced the night, echoing through the forest, a warning from the Silver Moon Pack. "They've found us," he growled, instinct kicking in. "We have to." Before he could finish, the clearing erupted with wolves from his pack, eyes glowing in the dark, poised for aggression. Their arrival was swift and menacing, sending a chill down his spine. "Kale," one of the wolves barked, stepping forward, eyes narrowing in suspicion. "What are you doing with the Crimson Moon Omega?" The tension hung thick in the air, unyielding and electric. Kale faced his pack, torn between the love that coursed through his veins and the duty that bound him. "This is not what it looks like." "Then what is it?" the wolf growled, hackles raised. "You reconsorting with the enemy?" Alara stepped beside him, her fierce spirit unyielding. "I am not your enemy. I choose my own fate." The pack's leader, a bulky wolf with silver fur and a scar running down his muzzle, stepped forward. "Kale, you must reject her. She is a threat to our pack." "Reject her?" Kale's voice rose, the power of his alpha spilling forth. "I will not turn my back on love." The forest held its breath, the tension crackling like lightning. "Choose wisely, Kale." The pack leader's voice was a low growl. "Love can bring us down. It can be the end of our legacy." Kale's heart raced, the weight of their gazes upon him, daring him to make a choice that would change everything. "Kale," Alara whispered, her eyes glistening with fear and hope, "whatever happens, I will stand by you." But as the pack's howls filled the night, a decision loomed, a fork in a path that led to destiny, love, or betrayal. The clearing pulsed with tension, the air thick as Kale faced the growing hostility of his pack. He could feel Alara's warmth beside him, her presence a soothing balm against the storm brewing in his heart. "Kale," the pack leader hissed, "you can be serious. This is not just reckless, it is treasonous." A collective growl rippled through the surrounding wolves, their eyes narrowed in fierce judgment. Kale's muscles tensed, the protective instinct of his wolf clawing for dominance. "Treason is a matter of perspective," he shot back, his voice steady yet fierce. "You think I would betray my own blood? I just refuse to sacrifice my heart for the sake of tradition." Alara's hand slipped into his, the warmth of it grounding him. "I am not your enemy," she exclaimed, her voice unwavering. "I am a wolf. Just like you, I fight for my pack, but I am not bound by hatred. We can forge a new path together." "But how can you expect us to trust her?" came another growl from the shadows, a voice tinged with disdain. "She carries the blood of our enemies. Her very existence is a threat." Kale stood taller, his heart racing. "And I carry the burden of love like a weight on my soul. What are we if we continue to choose who we love? I refuse to let bloodlines dictate my fate." The pack leader stepped forward, his silver fur glistening under the moonlight. "This is about survival, Kale. You must understand the ancient pact between our packs. If we defy it, we risk everything." Alara's voice cut through the tension like a blade. "Enough. Do you think your ancestors would want you to live in fear? Love is our greatest power, a bond stronger than blood. We can break these chains. Chains that have kept us alive." Another wolf snapped, teeth bared. "You be asking for a war." Kale's heart sank at the chaos around him. He looked at Alara, her spirit ablaze with determination. "What do we do?" he whispered, his voice barely audible amidst the rising conflict. "Fight," she replied fiercely, tilting her chin defiantly. "Fight for us, Kale. We can't let this moment slip through our fingers." With a deep breath, Kale turned to his pack, his brows furrowing in deep contemplation. "We have faced many battles together, but never one out of hatred. This is a fight for love, for unity, not division." But the pack leader scoffed. "You were blinded by lust, Kale. Real love knows sacrifice." "Real love knows courage," Alara interjected, stepping forward, burning with a fierce light. "It is about standing for what you believe in, even when it is difficult. If you'd rather see us apart, you don't understand the depths of my love for him." The pack shifted uneasily, the wolves glancing at each other, caught between loyalty and the undeniable magnetism of the pair before them. Kale could feel the tension unwinding, a chance to speak his truth. "I made a vow when I became alpha to protect those in my charge, but I will not protect a legacy built on fear. Alara is my mate. She is my destiny." A murmur of shock rippled through the pack. Kale's heart thundered in his chest as he held Alara's gaze, the connection between them forged with a bond deeper than blood. "Your destiny?" The pack leader snarled, fury flashing in his eyes. "You are putting us all at risk." "Risk?" Kale echoed, stepping closer, his voice heavy with conviction. What is life without risk? It is a cage, and I refuse to be imprisoned by tradition. Alara squeezed his hand tighter, her eyes fierce. If you truly believe in the future of this pack, it must evolve. Love can coexist with strength, only then can we truly thrive. As Kale took a breath, a low growl resonated from the depths of the forest, echoing ominously through the trees. The air pulsed with an unsettling energy, and he felt the presence of more wolves approaching, hunters from the Crimson Moon pack, drawn by the scent of tension. Kale, we need to leave, Alara urged, her voice trembling with urgency. This isn't safe. But he shook his head. No, not yet. If we stand together now, maybe we can end this feud once and for all. Before he could speak again, figures emerged from the shadows, members of the Crimson Moon pack, eyes glinting like polished stones. Alara's breath hitched at the sight of them, rage and fear swelling in her chest. What is this? The dark-furred female snarled, stepping forward. Traitor. She spat the word like poison. You dare to consort with a Silverman wolf? Kale's instincts flared, his wolf rising in defense. Alara is not a traitor, she is my mate. The tension escalated, every wolf on edge, muscles taut and eyes locked. Your mate? The dark-furred female laughed bitterly, a sound devoid of compassion. You have betrayed your pack and your bloodline. Alara stepped forward, her voice fierce despite the tremor in her hands. I choose my own fate. I refuse to let an ancient feud dictate my life. I love Kale. The air crackled with this belief. The lead wolf from the Crimson Moon pack snarled. You think love can bridge the chasm between our families? It is a lie that will lead to despair. Kale's heart raced. He could feel the weight of the moment pressing down on him. We can end this cycle of hatred together. We can unite our packs. No more bloodshed, just peace. Peace, the dark-furred female scoffed, her eyes narrowing dangerously. You think they will accept a Silverman Omega into our fold? They will if we fight for it. Alara shouted, her spirit unyielding. Love is worth fighting for. Our love can change everything. Kale turned to Alara, heart swelling with admiration. If we must face them together, then so be it. I will stand with you, come what may. A low rumble of dissent echoed through the walls surrounding them. The Crimson Moon wolves were torn, glancing between their leader and the pair that stood defiantly against tradition. Alara turned, facing the onlookers from her pack. You all know me. I may be of the Crimson Moon, but I am a wolf first. I refuse to be part of a legacy that teaches us to hate. The lead wolf from the Crimson Moon glared at her, but uncertainty flickered in the eyes of both packs. They were caught in the throes of a choice, one that could shatter or unite their worlds forever. Enough, the pack leader barked, silencing the growing mutterings. Kale, you will have your chance to prove your loyalty, but know this: if you falter, the consequence will be severe. Kale's determination surged. I swear my heart and soul to this cause. I will fight for Alara and for a future where love triumphs over hate. Alara's eyes glimmered with unshed tears, her heart swelling with pride. Together, we will forge a new path, one of unity and strength. As the moonlight cast shimmering patterns across the ground, a wave of understanding rippled through the gathered wolves. This wasn't just a meeting of packs, it was a reckoning, a chance to redefine what it meant to be family. The dark-furred female stepped back, uncertainty shadowing her features. We will follow you, Kale, but know that we will not forget the blood that has been spilled. I will carry that weight, he declared boldly, but I will not let it dictate our future. Together, we can break the cycle. And in that moment, amidst the chaos of clashing legacies, Kale and Alara stood united, two hearts woven together against the backdrop of destiny. Beneath the watchful stars, love ignited a spark that could illuminate the darkest of nights, breathing hope into a world long ensnared in shadows. Their journey was just beginning, the path fraught with danger and uncertainty, yet bound by an unyielding connection that would defy even the fiercest storms. The night stretched on, thick with tension, pulsating beneath the weight of a fragile hope. Kale's heart raced, his pulse echoing like war drums against the backdrop of the Silvermoon forest, where shadows danced around them, a world caught between light and dark. Alara stood beside him, fierce and unwavering, the warmth of her hand grounding him amidst the turmoil. Kale, she whispered, her voice trembling with a mix of fear and resolve. Do you think we can truly change their minds? They've known hate for generations. Her emerald eyes sparkled with a mixture of determination and vulnerability, and he felt a rush of emotion swell within him. If we don't try, we'll never know, he replied, squeezing her hand tighter, the connection between them as raw as the wounds of their pasts. We have to believe in what we're fighting for. The pack leader's scarred muzzle glinted under the moonlight, a reminder of battles fought long ago. This is dangerous territory, Kale. You challenge not just tradition, but the very essence of our existence, he growled, uncertainty simmering beneath his authoritative tone. I challenge a legacy of bloodshed, Kale candoured, his voice steady, echoing with conviction. We cannot be shackled by the sins of our ancestors. Isn't it time we forge our own path? The pack leader's eyes narrowed, searching Kale for a flicker of doubt. And if you fail, what then? Alara stepped forward, her spirit ablaze with fierce determination. If we fail, we will have tried, but if we succeed, we could end this feud forever. We must find strength in love, not hatred. Kale felt the weight of her words settle deep within him, a spark igniting his heart. Together, we can break the chains that bind us. Love isn't weakness, it is our greatest weapon. Isn't that worth fighting for? A memory rippled through the assembled wolves, uncertainty battling with the ingrained beliefs that had been instilled in them for generations. Kale's heart raced, hope flickered like a flame in the darkness. The lead wolf of the Crimson Moon pack, a dark-furred female with a scar across her brow, stepped forward. Love, she spat, her voice dripping with disdain. What does love matter when blood runs thicker than water? You risk everything, Kale. Kale's heart pounded. What has hatred accomplished? Only pain and loss. We have a chance to change that together. We've seen too much suffering, haven't we? The silence stretched, the tension thickening in the air. Alara's grip on his hand tightened, her presence a beacon of strength. If you want to continue the cycle of violence, fine, but I want to be part of it. I'd choose Kale. The dark-furred female's eyes blazed with anger. And you think your choice is worth the blood of your kin? You will be a target, Alara. They will come for you. I am not afraid, Alara declared, her voice steady, but Kale could sense the fear gripping her heart. I can live a life dictated by fear of the past. I want my own future. Kale nodded in agreement, the strength of their bond igniting a fierce fire within him. And I am willing to fight for that future for both of us. We have to unite our packs if we want to survive. No, the dark-furred female barked, her voice echoing through the clearing. You seek a peace that is built on a foundation of lies. You think you can change fate? Kale stepped forward, heart racing. Fate is a path we carve together. We can choose to break the cycle of hate. Love is the strongest magic we possess. But doubt still brewed in the air, thick and suffocating. The pack leader turned to his wolves. What say you? Will you follow this path of love, or will you cling to the traditions that have held us together for centuries? Slowly, some wolves shifted closer, uncertainty flickering in their eyes, while others remained steadfast, caught in the grip of fear. Alara's voice rose above the tension, fierce and unwavering. You all know me, I am of the Crimson Moon, but I will not be bound by hate. We are wolves first, we can be stronger together. A ripple of hesitation danced among the gathered wolves, and Kale seized the moment. The future doesn't belong to those who cling to the past, it belongs to those brave enough to embrace change. Will you stand with us? The dark-furred female took a step back, uncertainty clouding her features. You speak of love as if it can conquer all. It can, Alara interjected fiercely, her spirit ablaze. Our love can unite us. It is time we rewrite our futures. Kale could feel the weight of judgment bearing down upon him, but he refused to back down. I will bear the burden of our choice, but we all have a part to play in this destiny. Our past does not define us. At that moment, a howl pierced the night, a call from the shadows of the forest. The sound reverberated through the trees, a sinister undertone that sent chills down Kale's spine. The air shifted, a threat loomed closer. Alara, we need to go, he urged, anxiety creeping into his voice. We can't stay here much longer. No, she countered, stepping closer to him, her resolve unwavering. We have to face this together. Whatever comes, we do it side by side. Kale felt a surge of pride mixed with fear. Then let us show them what we were made of. As the howls grew louder, a group of wolves emerged from the darkness, eyes glinting like knives, a manifestation of the feud that had consumed both packs for years. The tension escalated, every wolf poised to strike, and Kale could sense the primal instincts kicking in. Stand down, the dark-furred female commanded, her voice slicing through the air. This is our territory. Your territory. Kale echoed, stepping forward, fueled by the bond he shared with Alara. This is not just about territory anymore, it is about our hearts, our choices. The lead wolf from the Crimson Moon stepped forward, eyes narrowing at Kale and Alara. You've betrayed us all. You think love can overcome blood? You're wrong. Alara stood tall beside Kale, her spirit unyielding. Then let it be a battle of love versus hate. I refuse to back down. Love is worth the fight. Kale's heart swelled, the fierce conviction in her voice igniting his own. Together, we stand. We will not be broken by the weight of our past. This is our moment. The gathered wolves stare, caught between the two forces colliding in the clearing. The energy shimmered with anticipation, a storm brewing on the horizon. The dark-furred female bared her teeth, anger boiling beneath her surface. You will pay for your betrayal, Alara. You have chosen the enemy. No, I've chosen my heart. Alara shouted back, unwavering. I refuse to be your pawn in a game that has cost us too much already. The Crimson Moon wolves shifted uneasily, torn between loyalty and the undeniable bond forged between Kale and Alara. Enough, the lead wolf barked, shattering the tension. We will not fight in chaos. If we must confront this union, let it be in the light of day. We will decide our fates together. And with those words, Kale felt a glimmer of hope ignite anew, a beacon piercing through the darkness of their past. Alara turned to Kale, eyes shimmering with fierce determination. Whatever happens, I am here. I choose you, always. Kale felt the warmth of her words wrap around him like a cloak, a promise whispered beneath the stars. And I choose you, Alara. Together, we will rise, no matter the odds. The night deepened, shadows merging with the light of the moon, a tapestry woven with love, hope, and the promise of a future yet to be written. As they stood united against the world, Kale and Alara knew their journey was just beginning, a path fraught with battles to come, but also the power of love that could break any curse. With a heartbeat as one, they stepped forward into the unknown, two souls bound by destiny, ready to face whatever awaited them, hand in hand, heart to heart. In a world filled with uncertainty, they would defy the odds, their love a force of nature that could change everything. Together, they would reclaim their future. As dawn broke over the Silvermoon forest, the first tendrils of sunlight pierced through the thick canopy, illuminating the world in a golden hue. Yet peace was a distant memory. Tension hung thick in the air as Kale stood with Alara at the edge of the clearing, their fates intertwined. The wolves of both packs, the Silvermoon and the Crimson Moon, gathered, their eyes filled with a mixture of curiosity, fear, and anger. Kale's heart raced as he felt the weight of their gazes, the judgment that echoed through the silence. Alara stood resolute beside him, her fiery spirit aflame amidst the encroaching shadows. Kale, she whispered, her voice laced with both apprehension and strength. Are you ready for what comes next? This is just the beginning. He turned to her, his pulse quickening at the sight of her defiance. With you, I feel ready for anything, Alara. Together, we can challenge the very foundation of this feud. Together, she echoed, a tremor of hope flickering in her emerald eyes. But what if they reject us? What if they refuse to see? Kale's gaze hardened as he faced the gathering, feeling the pull of every wolf est out. Then we alone make them see. This is about more than justice, it is about our packs, about breaking the chains of hatred that have bound us for far too long. The lead wolf of the Crimson Moon pack, a dark-furred female with hatred etched deep into her features, stepped forward. You think your bond can change generations of enmity? She snarled. Love is a weakness we cannot afford. Alara's voice rang out, fierce like a battle cry. Love isn't a weakness, it is a strength that can heal wounds, that can unite us. We've spent too long fighting over bloodlines when we should be fighting for our futures. Kale felt a spark ignite within him, her passion filling his own. Alara is right. If we continue this cycle of violence, we will destroy ourselves. This is our moment to redefine what it means to be a pack. Murmurs rippled through the assembled wolves, uncertainty flickered in their eyes. The dark-furred female, however, remained unconvinced. You're a fool, Kale. You're risking everything for a fleeting fantasy. Is love a fleeting fantasy? He challenged, stepping closer, his voice steady yet filled with emotion. It is our greatest magic that can bind us together, stronger than any bloodline. Don't you want a future free from fear? The tension coiled in the air, thickening like a storm ready to break. Alara stepped forward, her heart pounding in her chest, their hands clasped tightly. We stand before you, not as enemies, but as a promise of change. Will you fight against it or fight for a brighter future together? The lead wolf hesitated, her expression faltering as doubt seeped into her disdain. Kale seized the moment, his heart roaring in his chest. There is a choice before us. We can choose unity over division. Together, we can reshape our fate. Just then, a low growl rumbled from the depths of the forest, sharp and chilling. The crowd shifted uneasily, their air thick with anticipation. What now? Kale murmured, glancing at Alara, fear flashing in his eyes. But before she could reply, a group of wolves emerged from the shadows, their eyes glinting menacingly. The lead wolf, a massive figure with scars crisscrossing his taut frame, glared at them, fury radiating from his stance. What is this treachery? He barked, voice booming like thunder. Stand down, the dark-furred female shouted, her authority cracking under the weight of the moment. This is not your territory. Kale felt the surge of adrenaline racing through him, instincts kicking in as he stepped protectively in front of Alara. We will not back down. We demand the chance to prove our love for one another, to show that it can transcend this feud. Bluff? The lead wolf laughed bitterly, shaking his head. You think that will shield you from the consequences of betrayal? Alara's voice trembled as she called out, betrayal. Is it betrayal to choose love over hatred, that this time to let go of the past? Kale clenched his fists, feeling the weight of every word, every gaze upon them. We've all suffered, but if we don't allow love to guide us, we will only continue this cycle of pain. The tension crackled like static electricity, palpable and charged with anticipation. You think love will shield you? The lead wolf sneered, exposing his teeth. You're a fool, Kale. You risk everything for this chance. And I will risk everything? Kale shot back, his heart pounding. Because if we don't fight for what we believe in, then we've already lost. The dark-furred female's eyes narrowed, uncertainty flashing like lightning. And what say you, wolves of the crimson moon? Will you follow a path that endangers us all? A silence enveloped the crowd, and uneasy murmur began to stir within the ranks. Wolves shifted, glancing at one another, caught between their loyalty and the undeniable bond forged between Kale and Alara. Do we wish to remain shackled by the past? Alara urged, her voice rising with passion. Or do we want a future where love can thrive, where our packs can rise together? The lead wolf stepped closer, eyes narrowing dangerously. You are a fool to think you can change our fate, he snarled, but his voice wavered, uncertainty creeping in. He turned to the gathering. What say you? Will we stand by our traditions or embrace this farce? Suddenly, Kale felt a surge of courage rise within him. We can redefine our legacies. The future belongs to those who dare to change it. He locked eyes with those around him, desperation clawing at his heart. Will you stand with us? A few wolves stepped forward, hesitant in their eyes, while others remained rooted in place, fear gripping their hearts. I will stand with you, shouted a younger wolf, eyes bright with determination. I refuse to let hatred dictate my life. As more voices joined in, feeling the movement shift, Kale turned to Alara, pride swelling in his chest. Look, they're beginning to see. But the lead wolf from the crimson moon snarled, fury igniting in his eyes. I will not let this stand. You are risking everything for a fleeting fantasy. With a swift movement, he lunged toward Kale, teeth bared. Aw! Kale shouted, instinctively pushing her out of harm's way as the two wolves collided, the sound of growls and snapping jaws echoing through the clearing. Alara's heart dropped, fear igniting within her. Kale. The moment blood as Kale grappled with the lead wolf, powerful muscles straining against one another. He could feel the weight of the entire pack as gaze upon him, their hopes, their fears, their legacy resting on this fight. Kale, no! Alara screamed, rushing forward, but two wolves from the Crimson Moon pack seized her, pinning her back. You will not interfere, they barked, teeth gleaming menacingly. I won't let you hurt him, she cried, her heart pounding as she struggled against their grip. Love is not worth this madness, the dark-furred female howled, eyes blazing as she watched Kale fight for his life. But as Kale wrestled with fierce lead wolf, an unexpected surge of adrenaline coursed through him. The bond with Alara, the strength of their love, fueled his instincts, pushing him beyond limits he never thought possible. In that pivotal moment, he felt the pulse of their connection, an unbreakable thread that tied them together, an ancient magic binding their fates. With a ferocious growl, Kale managed to flip the lead wolf onto his back, pinning him beneath his weight. Enough, he roared, staring into the eyes of his opponent. This isn't just about bloodlines, it is about love, about forging a future without hatred. The lead wolf's gaze faltered, uncertainty flickering through his demeanor. Kale felt the breath of the pack behind him, their voices rising in a tide of support. Alara is my heart, and I will not let you destroy us. The dark-furred female hesitated, glancing at her pack, confusion etched on her face. You would risk everything for this? Yes, Alara barked, breaking free from her captors. I would, because love is worth fighting for. It always has been. The tension in a clearing began to dissolve as wolves shifted uneasily, caught between the bond Kale and Alara had forged and the fear of the past. Kale seized the moment, breathing heavily. Together, we can choose a new path, love over fear, unity over division. As the sun rose higher in the sky, illuminating the clearing in radiant light, Kale felt hope flourish within him. Will you stand with us? The wolves of both packs glanced at one another, uncertainty mingling with awakening courage. They were at a crossroad.